All right, we're looking at an iPhone, and the goal here is to review what's necessary to do a text message. Step one here is to find the green box with the little bubble in it and hit it. And that means I'm doing a text message. And what you see often enough is a list of all the correspondences you've been doing before. Sometimes you'll look at those correspondences and you realize that you know who you were talking with. This one says dad, for instance, and you could say, I want to continue the conversation with that person. If that were the case, you could actually press that message and you'd see a history of your correspondence with the person, and you could go to the bottom and start typing a message. However, that's not our goal this time. We want to pretend we're starting a new text message. You hit messages. That shows you your list of messages, and look very carefully at the upper right hand corner. There's essentially a piece of paper with a pen, or that's what the image is meant to remind you of. You hit that, and there's an icon blinking next to the word to. In this instance, you either need to know the phone number of the text message phone that your correspondent has, or you need to choose the name. If you have a list of contacts in your address book, the easiest way to do that is just type their name. So I'll just type dad, since this is my son's phone. And indeed, a list of options that include the word dad appears. The very first one of which says dad iPhone and has a phone number that we know is mine. So one ends the task by simply pressing dad, and you know that the message is going to go to dad. Down in the message field, this is a slightly different one from what you're used to seeing. It has the word subject and iMessage, but usually that word subject is not there. You have to move this blue cursor, which is still blinking next to dad, into the iMessage area. You move it by simply tapping there. Now the cursor is blinking not quite where I want it. It's blinking on the word subject. That isn't what I want, so I'm going to tap again on the word iMessage. Now it's blinking in the right place, and I can actually type a message. Typing is a dicey affair because it's so easy to miss the words. So let's type when is lunch and see what kind of mistake I make. One thing that's interesting as you start to type is there's some predictive logic. The phone has already predicted that I was typing a WH word, and it gave me three options: WH, what, and when. So I'm going to go ahead and say, you know what, you're right, I want when. And it's introduced a space. Unlike a typewriter, you don't need to add a space. Let's do is, and I'll just type that one. I need to introduce the space myself now with the space bar. Let's do lunch, but let's make a mistake. Let's do lynch. Okay, so lynch is a word, and I'm looking at it, and I know I've made a mistake. This is where the delete button is so important. This little picture of a backwards pointing box with an X in it, I'm going to have to go backwards 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to have to go up and find U, then N, and look, it's predicting again that I want to type the word lunch. So if I'm tired of typing, I can actually accept the suggestion of lunch by tapping on it. I'm not done. In order to send the message, I need to hit send, and the message will be transmitted. There you are. If you are done with your text messaging and you just want to go back to your regular phone screen, the quickest way to do that is to go to the bottom and press the circle, and you see all the things on your phone. And that's a lesson.